You ever wonder why it's good to hold on to so much bulk when it comes to trading cards? Maybe this week will provide some insight on that for you. I hope you guys are having a great week. The light isn't actually on right now because there's a lot of sunlight coming through the window. So I want to see how I like the lighting this week. See if I prefer this or if I want to go back to just the way it's always been. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it. Anyway, before we dive too much into this week's topic, let's go ahead and open up what we got this week. The new Sacred Beast structure that came out. Most of them are actually already sold off. A few left over, nothing crazy. It just actually got really dark in here. Okay, well that's it for the lights off. It's time to turn them back on. Binders and deck boxes though. I don't really have a lot of these in stock at all times because a lot of people don't really buy them. It's the weirdest thing, but I don't know. Someone requested some, so I picked some up. Have some for the store. Same with deck boxes. Have some, not a big deal. And then there's this playmat. This nice Ultimate Guard white playmat. I have very special plans for this playmat. You'll probably see those plans in a couple weeks. But yeah, that's that. We have a few errands to run today, so we're going to go do those now. Can't sell the Sacred Beast structure decks until Friday because they're not officially released till then. But we can sell some binders and make a few other deals. So let's go do that.
Hello.
Hi there. Enjoy your binders.
Thank you.
You send me money?
Yep, I did.
Awesome.
So you're planning on opening up on the 23rd?
If the government says I can.
That's exciting. Ish.
Yeah, we'll see. Everyone wants me to.
Well, thanks again.
No problem. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Had to make a quick pit stop. I love Subway coupons in the mail. It's one of my favorite things. So I just got some really good cards for what I consider to be a really good deal. As soon as I can stop somewhere, we'll go over what those cards were. So I got my Subway stop in, but I also got this pile of cards. What's in this pile of cards? Got some Toon Kingdoms and some comic hands. It's nice. The rest of this pile doesn't matter because this is where the money is. Let's go talk about it back at the store. Alrighty. So what's the deal with all this Toon stuff anyway? Dude doesn't want to play Toons anymore because dude doesn't want to invest the money to get the Toon Chaos stuff to finish the Toon deck. Even though he has literally the rest of the Toon deck, he didn't want to spend the rest of the money because things are tight. Totally respectable, that's cool. So instead of Toons, he wanted to play something else and something else. So we worked out a little bit of an arrangement where I got all his Toon stuff, which is just a deck's worth almost, and he got basically 2 deck cores, main deck cores, not even extra deck cards. You know what the best thing about those deck cores were though? 90% of that stuff was all bulk. Stuff that was $1 or less. I had to throw in some singles that were expensive, you know, like $3, $5, $10. I think it was the most expensive single there. I threw in those singles too because they're part of the deck cores, but largely bulk. That's why we're talking about bulk today. There are a few reasons that I'll obtain bulk, and maybe a few reasons you might want to consider obtaining bulk too, if you're considering the card vending business for yourself. Because there are some upsides. The only real downside is storage space. If you end up getting too much bulk, it'll be rather bulky and you won't know where to put it all. I think that's the only disadvantage though. Positive number one goes back to a saying you may know. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I think that's a commonly known saying. Bulk is garbage. It really is garbage for the most part. Some of the bulk you get, you'll never sell. Some of the bulk will just sit and rot unless you just mass sell all your bulk. This stuff you'll just hold on to forever. But for someone else, that bulk that you're sitting on forever might actually be worth something to someone at some point. And then before you know it, you have yourself a little bit of a transition piece. Have you seen the price of Toon Kingdom and Comic Hand recently? They're pretty expensive, and that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have the bulk that I did. I'm not saying you'll always be able to upgrade your bulk into that kind of stuff, but it is possible, it's doable. I've done it in the past with other cards, and the Toons were just the most recent example of this. That's one good reason to have bulk, because it does let you transition into other deals. As a side note to that, often if people are, buying a lot of cards from me, like they'll spend, $50 or up, $100, $200 on like singles or other sealed product, and they need a few bulk cards to finish a set or deck or something. If it's like $5 or less, maybe $10, depending on how much they're spending, I'll just give it away with the sale. Like, you know what? You're a good customer, you're spending this much money on me, here's some free bulk, you can use it better than I can. Go nuts. Just because I think it's trash doesn't mean everyone else thinks it's just trash, and that's kind of the point I'm trying to make here. I keep the bulk so it comes in handy when it comes to making other deals, and that's really it. And it's a nice customer service pitch, as a side note. The second reason I get bulk is because sometimes you can have a card in bulk that gets affected by a release or announcement of another card or series of cards, and then that bulk 25-50 cent card can explode in value literally overnight. You guys remember when Vandy's Emptiness was a $40 common? I do. I played Yu-Gi-Oh back then. I wish I was a little bit smarter back then. But that's what I mean. These bulk cards that you get for free most of the time can just all of a sudden be worth something one day. And that's really it. Some recent examples in Yu-Gi-Oh that come to my mind are like Giant Rex, super rare Black Metal Dragon, that was bulk price basically. And as a side note to that point, banned cards are also pretty bulky too, sometimes some of them. Like, I got some common Necrofaces for nothing in bulk at some point, and then when it came off the list, I sold them for at least $5. I can't honestly remember anymore. There is a third reason why I like to hang on to bulk. Unfortunately, that's not a reason that I can share until we reopen, because I want to keep it a surprise. But I have some really creative ideas of what to do with bulk sometimes, so we're going to just wait for us to reopen and wait for one of these special little bulk things to happen. And then I'll let you know. It really is fun. It'll be worth the wait. Anyway, those are my reasons for getting bulk in the first place. I don't actively look for bulk. I don't go and say, hey, let me buy your bulk. No, I don't do that. I'll look at people's collections, and if they have bulk to throw in, I'll take it. I don't actively go out of my way for bulk. Because if it's a card I consider worth getting, I don't consider it bulk. Kind of weird way to look at it, but that's just me. The reason I want to talk about bulk today is because I knew that the Toon Kingdom deal was happening, and I just wanted to make sure it happened and then talk about the topic. Because now I'm going to turn those Toon Kingdoms literally into cash later in this episode. So I'll see you guys in a bit. We ended up selling most of the Sacred Beast starter decks, some binders, some deck boxes, but most importantly, remember how I said we'd sell those Toon Kingdoms? We did. I think that's it for this week's episode. All in all, pretty good week, because we did sell the Toon Kingdoms immediately. Quick flip, just had to do a little bit of driving, nothing crazy. Just try to consider that having bulk isn't really a bad idea. As long as you can store it properly, bulk is nice to have, bulk is good to have. So just keep some bulk. You never know. You can just move it really easily, help make some good customer service deals, or maybe that bulk will just explode in price one day. Who knows? With that out of the way, I will see you guys next week on another exciting episode. Have a great one.